episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our Supreme and Master Speakers, Omeji Cat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Psyche, Azuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimsdaughter, Lily Black, Bob Cece, Mictor Rapentau, Edwin, Anethus Moonscar, Pamela Isley, Elenriel Maximus, Codrith Novelist, Mira Miri, Celesta Notrell, Lazy Boy, A Wild Sarah, Luke Osborne, Pandalu Storm Arrow, Tex, Kylin, Arthur Law, Beridan Derard, Psypup, Spencer Christmas, Noy Fafnir, Celine DeLune, Wubster Wolf, Severa, Circa Barrakiel, AJ Brainswordson, Kazran, Vendustia, Edward Allond, Gregorium, Ryark Forbear, Pizza Pockets, Leighton the House, Tony, Arcadia Lunashine, and Paris. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aerosians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 364. I am Lukiel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston, Mela Vanadar, and Rollodes.
Hello.
Hello. It is August 19th, 2023, and summer is coming to an end. I said that last week. I can't just keep saying that every time.
It's almost been a whole year.
Whoa.
What? That's a bit early to say that. It's always been a whole year.
It's podcasts.
Oh shit, you're right.
We can say it again, and it's works this time.
Next
there's
week.
only 4 more months left, Lukiel. That's not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 months should be a lot.
Oh yeah, it'll be Christmas soon. Oh, that'd be nice.
No, don't.
You skipped over Halloween. You go straight to Christmas.
Oh, that's true. Spooktober is only a month and a half away. Hooray!
We'll be doing in the middle of FanFest.
That's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah.
Life just slipping away.
Yes. Welcome anyways to Speakers of Eidolon. We are going to talk about some stuff today. Among the topics is the Rising, and some of the 10th anniversary stuff that's been announced on the Lodestone. And we are also going to talk about something that has popped up on Twitter, I suppose, AI concerns from voice actors. So we'll talk about that as well. We'll also be reading your MogMail, speakersxiv.com/MogMail. Stay tuned for the post-show. We'll be answering questions from the Syndicate and the continuation of My Immortal. So, there's that to look forward to. All right, let's move on to recent events. And we have some stuff to talk about. Of course, the 10th anniversary is the celebration is ramping up, and we are getting a Moogle treasure trove again for the 10th anniversary. This will last for quite a while, from August 27th until the launch of patch 6.5, which we I think they said early October. Mm-hmm. So
I believe so.
Yeah, I expect it obviously to be before FanFest. So that's quite a long time for it to run. It gives us great pleasure to announce the return of the Moogle Treasure Trove. Collect irregular tomestones of tenfold pageantry by completing specific duties and exchange them with itinerant Moogles for a host of treasures. This time, we have prepared an array of fabulous rewards to celebrate our realm reborn, from new additions like the 10-year anniversary Framers Kit and Fat Cat Parasol, to coveted items like sets of samurai barding, copies of modern aesthetics both ways, and more. With significantly increased irregular tombstone rewards, your odds of earning the prize of your dreams has never been better, so don't miss out on this limited time event.
Yeah,
so there are some good rewards for this. I mean, there's the new
There
frame for
the tombstone name is awful, but
Yeah, the tombstone name is terrible.
tenfold pageantry. Yeah, that's
looking forward to it.
bit of a mouthful. Yeah, we are looking at the framers kit, the Fat Cat Parasol. You can get the Warrior of Light card.
Yeah, if you've not managed to do that.
Yeah.
It's quite expensive. It's 100 tombstones.
Yeah, these are all 100 tombstones, except for the framers kit, which is only 10. But the Fat Cat Parasol, the Warrior of Light card, the hairstyle, both ways.
Has the Fat Cat Parasol been available?
No.
Tombstone
I
event
don't
before?
believe so.
I think it was always a reward, wasn't it?
It was a reward for contests, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the Samurai Barding, which
Samurai Barding is quite coveted because that's from Eureka.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one worth looking for. The both ways hairstyle is the one where it like goes off like a ponytail on the side of your head.
It's on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so
below.
Yes, that one on the thumb. Yeah, so it's not. You can miss that if you need to, but
right.
I am going to personally aim for the Fat Cat Parasol of the year and the Samurai.
If you're smart, you get, even if you don't want the hairstyle, you should get it and then sit on it until prices go up when the event is over.
Oh, also Shiver is here. It's one of the ballroom etiquettes.
Oh yeah.
Which is a rare
insufficient petticoats
from Eureka, and no one. It's the worst one. It's from too.
Yeah,
so.
It's from those shabty things.
Yeah. There's insufficient petticoats, excessive petticoats, which is the sweat. And then there's the uncouth congratulations, which
that's high five.
That's high five. And then next godliness,
sweep.
and then
Cleanliness.
pointed misgivings.
That's guard.
There we go.
So they're all at 50 each, except for the insufficient petticoats, which is 80. This is rarer.
Yeah. And then there's some mounts. There's the Fey Gwibber trumpet.
Why the Fey Gwibber?
I know, it's not a good choice. Yeah, they should have done more Gwibbers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think, give us the first 4 or so Gwibbers would have been nice.
Yeah. Also, the big shell whistle, which is the crab little.
That's the crab
thing. And then the Tyrannosaur horn. Where the crab was from?
Was it from the firmament? Oh, it's Sky Builder script, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
that's cool.
8,400 though, so it's a tough one to get, but
yeah.
grinding.
And then there's the Tyrannosaur horn, which is from Diadem, right?
Yeah, Diadem.
No. Tyrannosaur horn is from
Eureka
Animos.
Yes,
the one that is non-tradable that I had to wait until they first made it available because I could never get it.
Right. So there you go. You can get it now.
The Palace of the Dead Hot Shard mount, the disembodied head resonator, which is a bit random.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is a little random.
Yeah, there's some strange stuff like that. You can get the Toad suit as well from the Shadowbringer's Fate. Some of the Paisa. Oh no, just the Paisa chair. Never mind.
There's a lot.
The Verdant Partition, which is from Arboretum Hard Mode, which is still quite valuable in a lot of servers.
Yeah.
It's rare.
It's
expensive.
This is kind of, I do like Moogle Treasure Trove because of stuff like this. Like there are some this is a chance for you to get content that you normally wouldn't be able to get anymore because it's an old content and shit. But yeah. So seems like they've gone all like a little extra for the 10th anniversary. There's a lot of extra stuff in here.
There's every single Kamui fife.
There you go.
Yeah, if you haven't got your 9-tailed fox or whatever it's called, get that.
I think I don't have
pretty cheap to teach.
I will say the Triple Triad cards this time are very underwhelming. This is the second time they've given us a Suzaku card. Give us a Seiryu card, you motherfuckers.
Oh,
it's true.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of housing items. Some. It's got 3 movements of Dancing Mad, which is quite good. And then a bunch of minions. But I mean, some of it, like it's got all of the old earrings, like the Goo Goo Dodo, blah blah, for 1 each. Nothing. It's absolutely nothing. I think it's probably worth going through at least some of the objective amounts because they're quite high this time.
Yeah. Yes. So, what do you have to do to get the tomes? Well, you need to get 14 tomes. Has it ever been that high?
No, maybe the first one ever.
No, not the first. No, the first one ever. Remember, there were only 3, 2, and 1.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, it was. Shit
I think the last time we were getting pageantry, though, so for the last FanFest series, I think they might have given away something this high, but I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, they even said, I mean, the little description, like, it's the highest it's ever been. You get even
like,
more tomes now.
So it might actually be the highest, because it seems they
14 for the game.
They picked 14 because it's Final Fantasy 14 and it's the 10th anniversary.
I mean, you deserve it, to be fair, because if you do Alliance Roulette, you might have to do Orban.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's not the worst one here.
Okay, 14. Let's just go through
Orban.
them. You have to do Euphrosyne. Oh, the Tower at Paradigm's Breach. The Orban Monastery. Dunscaith. And the Praetorium. Those are the ones.
Weird choices, because like you could do Alliance Red Roulette and have a very high chance to not get any in them.
It's so sexy they didn't put anything for Crystal Tower in here. Like, I just think that's beautiful.
No, not for the 14.
Not for high.
You don't deserve,
not for the 14 one.
No,
you don't deserve 14 for doing any of the Crystal Tower raids.
Exactly.
UMSQ
Get that out of
roulette.
here.
Yeah.
UMSQ.
Yeah. Well, can't wait to do 45 minutes of Orban Monastery 4 times a day, but that's going to be
You're
nice.
going to wipe the Thunder God again?
Yeah.
No,
The
Dunscaith
worst
is...
one here is Tower at Paradigm's Breach.
Any of the near ones for me would be bad.
They're long, but people still suck at doing Orban somehow.
That is true.
Which makes it longer, potentially.
Dunscaith can also be pretty harsh if you have a bad party. That first boss...
That's true. But Euphrosyne is lovely.
Euphrosyne is nice.
I wish I could more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we probably will now. I think that's going to end up being the one people will try to force, I guess, Euphrosyne. But and they might... For roulettes, I mean, specifically, because if people sign up specifically for Euphrosyne, it's a bigger chance to get in your roulette. So, all right, for 12, which I think was the old peak amount, Aglaya, the Puppets Bunker, and the Ridorana Lighthouse. Dude, I haven't seen Ridorana Lighthouse in a while.
Is
Takes me
Ridorana
back.
Construct?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a
in
good
my
one.
opinion.
Yeah, that's the best one, probably.
That's still funny. You will still see people mess up the prime numbers thing.
Yeah.
One's not a prime number, please. Stop.
For 10, Irregular Tomestones of Tenfold Pageantry. God, long name. The Copied Factory, the Royal City of Rabanastre, and the Weeping City of Mach. For 6 or 10... see, this one's good. 6 or 10 if you win. PvP, so Hidden Gorge, Onsal Harker, The Fields of Glory, or Seal Rock.
Excuse me. Dust mine eyes deceive me. Rival Wings.
Yeah, that's right.
I love you so much, and you are never encouraged. Please, let's all do Rival Wings for this.
Yeah.
They always add Rival Wings for
I
this,
know,
and this is
but
probably during Moogle Tombstone events is probably when you're most likely to get in.
Yeah.
It's the only chance. Please make it a roulette.
I guess we have to start
Please
doing some...
do whatever the original one was called again.
Yeah, I don't... The name slips.
Come on.
Astrologos.
Astragalus,
yeah, that's it. For 8 Tomestones of Tenfold Pageantry, we have Containment Base Z1 T9 Unreal, so that's Zorvan. The Dead Ends, the Aetioscope, Katisis Hyperborea, Vanaspati, the Tower of Babel, the Tower of Zot, and Castra Meridianum. So
all leveling dungeons from this expansion.
Yes.
Don't really make sense to me. Oh no!
To help people catch up,
Unreal.
maybe.
It's the Unreal. I was going to say weird to have Devan in the mix of
No,
all
that's
leveling
Unreal.
dungeons. Casting BS the Unreal. That's fine.
Yeah. For 6 Tomestones, Void Ark, Labyrinth of the Ancients, Circus Tower, the World of Darkness, the Unholy Trinity right there, And the Porta Decumana, which is...
so low for... You can't help getting Porta Decumana. And that's a real
That's
insult.
MSQ, isn't it?
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
you're either getting 14, 8, or 6. It's like,
Yeah, it would be disappointing. I mean, at least with Alliance, you're going to get the tomes regardless.
That
this
is
time.
true.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's kind of the main... Yeah, that's a big deal. And also with PvP roulette.
Yes.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
For 4 tomestones, it's Anabaseus, essentially, from 12 to 9. Sorry, 9 to 12. It was in the wrong order. And for 3 irregular, you have Abyssos, Asphodelos. Oh yeah, Abyssos and Asphodelos, essentially.
So if you queue for any Pandemonium,
yes,
you're getting rewarded for it.
Yes, 4 for the last 4 and 3 for the initial 6. 8.
I mean, considering the amount of things that are available for 100 tomes this time, I'm happy that there's a lot of tomes on up for grabs this time.
It's
Yes.
needed,
There's so much to get. Oh God.
So yeah, it's going to be hard to like avoid getting these tomestones if you're doing.
You will be filling your inventory with tomes.
Yes, which is good. There's a lot of stuff to get. So get out there and farm. This starts on August 27th. So in about a week, if you're watching this on YouTube, I guess. So
The same day as something else we'll be talking about later.
right.
Sunday
That's
for a treasure trove.
Okay, so that's that. Moving on. Oh, this is in the... Oops. Do I not have...
Oh,
Hold on.
What?
Spoilers. Lots of spoilers.
Racing.
You're
Okay.
spoiling everything.
I definitely made the card for this, but the card isn't here, so we're just going to cover it without the card. Just a reminder that the 10th anniversary Twitter sweepstakes is continuing, this time for the fat... what is it called? Fat Black Chocobo?
yes.
Which is, if you watched
It's
us...
a great one.
If you watched
should
this for
all
a
have
while,
it.
you should all have it.
Yeah, you should all have that.
This
That
one
was
you
part
could-
of the
We gave it to you.
collaboration,
Yeah.
which
For
we
free.
were part of.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
The one thing we were part of officially.
Yeah, that was a great time.
But you can still do it. It's the same stuff as before. You do the whole Twitter. It's on Twitter. You know how to do it by now.
The thing I like...
Disappointing, always.
Yes.
The thing I like about this is that it still lists it as Twitter in the post.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's what's it called in Japan. They can't change it.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You will get that.
Also have a feeling these were already pre-made long before the changed names, so we'll see. Yeah.
Please let us know if you've won anything, because I know that there are people out there that have gotten things, but we haven't.
No. Very mysterious, this contest or sweepstakes. Okay, so there you go. It has started on August 14th and it will end
if you are
on the 27th.
GM or Twitter moderator, just look at my tweet for the chocolate cup and just send me one. I missed out and I'm very sad, and I already won them out.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well, I think that it's too late.
I ate Butterfingers for him, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert, you ate so many Butterfingers.
I'm disgusted by them.
You didn't give us the reward.
Yeah,
No.
we went on their Butterfingers website. We did what we had to do, and we didn't get the reward. Goki and me and Luki need chocolate.
I really love Corpicers, and I really want the chocolate.
Yeah.
Just mumbling at the camera. Maybe you just drop a chocolate.
There's a chocolate in the cup.
All right. Well, anyways, you can jump into that on Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter, as every news outlet says nowadays. Okay, moving on. Exciting. The Rising is returning, and I have a feeling it's gonna be one of, if not the best, The Rising. I don't know, but there are. I mean, I'm rarely excited for seasonal events, but The Rising this year has. I mean, it's the 10th anniversary. This is like this is what The Rising is for. It was.
You gotta make it special.
It has to be special. So, looking at the artwork, I mean, it's great. It's got Yoshi P and his character, his little Lalafell character, and they're holding hands. It's very cute. Looking at the fireworks.
Weird stuff, Vincent, isn't it? He's in his own picture twice.
Yeah, he is. And there's our favorite journalist in the background there. The dude from the other dude.
Dude from the other
Audio
dude.
listeners were like, hard to follow this one.
It's the Jackiers?
Yeah,
the Jackiers.
the dude from the previous.
The new
Rising.
adventure. You'll remember that we helped show around, and he decided to become a pugilist. I believe that was the law.
Yeah. There's a lot of references. There's also one of the other journalists, I'm assuming is from the Harbor Herald or the Raven, who knows, talking to what looks like a Calamity salvager, but no, or a journalist. It's hard to tell. They're wearing the same gear as a Calamity salvager.
One of them's from the Harbor Herald and one of them's from the Raven, because apparently one of those newspapers just has people dressed like the
So they just do
Calamity
they just wear the
salvagers.
Calamity. Okay, so that's what it is. We were trying to figure that out the other day. And then I can't tell because I put the Rising thing in front. I've already forgotten what the artwork looks like. But there's references to other Rising characters
it's nice.
as well.
It's a throwback.
Um,
It's not revealing much.
It is not, but it is kind of revealing that it's going to be a walk down memory lane, considering the characters that are being shown here.
No, you're right. They should put a girl in a bikini on it. Then it'd be more revealing.
No, I think we have enough of that. It's always so embarrassing when there's like a seasonal event. It's like, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, we're doing. Look at this
I'm
event
gonna
that's
do
coming
boobies.
up. Just giant tits in the artwork. All right,
I
It
love it.
gives me power.
this
Yeah.
Oh my
might
lord!
give you an idea of what the Rising's gonna touch on this year.
Oh my god, look, they're doing it.
We
The
are
16 crossover.
literally getting Louis Soir. We can mount and ride Louis Soir.
Oh,
The
I don't need
Phoenix
to read my
mount.
fanfics anymore.
We are getting the Phoenix as a mount,
So cool.
which is crazy.
Rising Phoenix.
Yeah. There's also a poster. There's actually quite a lot. Quite a lot. There's more than that. I'll just open real quick so I can see all the rewards. There's 2 orchestrion rolls as well. So there's the Rising advertisement, which is this is the first artwork I think that was made for the first anniversary, if I remember correctly. It was used on the
Yes, I believe so.
yeah. And then
It's
there's
an oil painting apparently.
and there's 2 orchestrion rolls: The Land Reborn and Palm from the Heavens.
I don't recognize either of these song titles.
New? Are these like new compositions possibly? That would be very interesting if
possibly.
true. And exciting. So yeah, that's very interesting. I wonder. I mean, obviously, since we're getting the Phoenix, I have a feeling Louis Soir is going to be mentioned at least during the Rising. They might give us like a rundown of the Calamity again.
What if we got to do the quest where we go to all the different stones and pray?
Didn't they already do that for a Rising?
No.
We had Dalamud crashing into Uldar and the Morbol and whatever, and scary times, and we had references to the Gubu Stampede where Warburton Bread was killed.
Right.
But we don't. I would like to. It would be nice to have a really like a proper memory of Meteor. Like where we came from. Maybe we'll get sent 5 years back in time.
You can save Louis Soir now. Just hit the active time.
We'll do an alternate timeline.
Well, do you think maybe also because we've talked about how we wanted them to bring? I don't know what that was. How we wanted them to bring back the Fate, Dalamud Fate. I feel like this would have been a good time to bring it back as well, depending on what they're talking about.
You mean the Dalamud instance?
Yeah.
That was very good.
Okay.
But
Although,
it was an instance, but there was a Fate in the instance. Yeah, this was the
There's
instance.
5 of them. There's a fate chain.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, well, maybe like an advanced version. More to that. Don't just. I mean, repeat it as like a thing to go and visit. Sure.
Well, I don't want
Like,
it to
that
be
was
a
the
main feature, but just
No,
bring it back.
Just as, yeah.
Bring back all the things. Bring back all like the mini the games
the
already.
tower.
The tower.
The Square Enix Tower headquarters.
Yeah, bring back
18,
Floor 18 and
Yeah.
the dungeon crawler. All that, I guess. Is it the dungeon crawler in the toy box?
Dungeon crawlers in the toy box.
No, that's fun then. Maybe they can make a new level. Who knows? If they've made new music or for this event as well, like 2 new tracks, it's kind of wild.
Give us more new mini games.
I mean,
add to them as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also
That's
possible they are songs that that already exist that just haven't been named and haven't been released on a soundtrack
That's
as well.
also true. That's also true.
Do you want to give people the?
Yeah.
It is. Do you want to give people the dates?
Yeah, I was going to say.
It is unusual for a seasonal event.
So it starts on the 27th of August, so the same time as the Treasure Trove, and it will last until the launch of patch 6.5.
What?
Yeah, so it'll last a long time. It's part of the celebration of the 10th anniversary, so that's why I guess it's a very long lasting event. So you have plenty of time. There is like nothing. It says siblings rising, and it says Kippy Jakia is looking a worried sister.
Yeah, that's about what you normally get these days.
Yeah. So,
but
who knows?
We know it'll be about her and the brother at a minimum, which we can guess from the artwork.
Yes.
But Yoshi P with his character is the more unusual thing, I think.
That's true. I wonder if if we will see them in the story together, like if that's gonna be a thing now. They do like to like break. I mean, they break the fourth. This is the fourth wall breaking event, obviously. So there might be some stuff with his character now. Also, the minstrel is crying in the artwork as well, which is worth noting. Okay, that's The Rising. Everything is wrong. Everything's wrong.
Yeah, that's
my slides.
Fix it. What the?
What
are you wrong with you?
My precious slides have not loaded, dude. Hold on.
I'm phoning Bill Gates.
Yeah, no, they're not loaded correctly. Okay, well, we can't sort that, so we're just gonna have to talk over the wrong slides. All right, we have to talk about the. Oh, that's annoying because I wanted to show. Well, whatever, too late. 10th anniversary sale. 10th anniversary celebrations continue with new optional items on the online store. But we have. I mean, yeah, that's all well and good, but there is something we have to talk about, and that is the new outfit that has been added to the store.
You don't want to mention the emote first?
The emote is fun. I mean, the magic trick is very just funny. I think that's just
putting a rabbit out of hat.
That's why I wanted to bring up first, because I imagine there's less to talk about there.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a magic trick. It's kind of random, but you know, whatever.
Oh, it's very random. The 10th anniversary, a magic trick? Okay.
Yes.
Was this one from the Chinese server? Or was that
probably
crazy?
I would not surprise
me. The attire originally people thought was going to be like Korea server exclusive. Okay. Apparently the magic trick was from the Chinese servers.
Okay.
Well, it fits because when they made a Roma Bun, they really pulled the rabbit out of the hat.
Oh, see,
rabbit though. What are you talking about? It's a balloon.
No.
It's a balloon?
A balloon?
Isn't that what you do with the emo? You pull out a balloon.
Oh, is it a balloon? Oh, well, never mind.
It's no rabbit.
It's a bird.
It's a bird.
Oh, it's a bird. Okay.
It's a bird.
No, they pulled the pigeon out the hat.
They pulled, as the saying goes. Yeah.
That's perfect for you, Mela.
With a bird, pulling a bird out of a hat?
That's
you love pigeons.
I do like pigeons.
Yeah.
That's such a good sentence.
As a pet.
Mela loves pigeons.
Love pigeons.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna pull out the store so we can actually look at it properly.
Oh, let's get the rage bait on. Yeah.
It's time. It's time for rage baiting.
I think let's just preface this with, if you are tasteless enough to like this, that's valid.
That's a male opinion. I'm not
but
saying
the Vieira,
that.
the Vieira cannot be excused, or the Aura cannot be excused.
That one's the most funny.
The Aura is ridiculous. Headphone gate is happening.
They're not headphones. They're ear guards.
The earguard gate.
They're like earmuffs when you shoot guns. I mean, this sucks. I hate it.
When we talked about this off air, it is hard not to bring up IMVU as a visual style here. This is giving IMVU vibes.
So you keep saying that as if I knew what that was.
How do you not know what IMVU is? It's like it was like
always before 14.
I know what
used to be a socialite.
I know what IMVU is, and I've never touched that game in my entire life. But there was a time.
Used to be adverts about them all the time.
That's what I'm saying. It was literally everywhere. It was on even
YouTube and everything.
For those that remember MSN, even on MSN, there used to be on MSN Messenger. There used to be like a banner advert for IMVU.
I'm glad I'm not the only person that has not heard of this.
I swear,
this was like a big thing in the mid
2000s. If you just Google IMVU, you will remember it. You will remember the ads.
Sure.
Even when you showed me the pictures, I did not recognize.
All right, Second Life.
Foreign to me.
Second Life.
See, Second Life, I understand.
Okay,
I know what Second Life.
One or the other. Then.
I just think IMVU was funnier because Second Life. I say Second Life too much, so I thought I'll pick another one that just is just
a different target.
Yeah,
maybe there's a reason it was forgotten to time for some people.
Second Life
was
had
the less popular of the two.
More like an economy. IMVU, I think it just stood for Instant Messenger Virtual Universe or something. It was like it was just a 3D chat room.
Yes. Anyways, whichever one of the old social MMOs or whatever they are, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like looks like an outfit you would get on Second Life, which that's an aesthetic some people like.
Sure,
and
I can forgive the outfit.
Yeah, the outfit's fine.
Honestly, just looks like an outfit I see in other Japanese games. It doesn't seem that bizarre to me.
It has Eastern MMO aesthetics, but the kind that don't necessarily stick to their.
I wasn't even saying that. I was like, I just like JRPGs in general. It looks like something from there.
It's a little futuristic-y, like modern/futuristic for my taste for 14th universe.
Yeah,
but the game's already broken.
We already walk around in frog costumes and pig.
The game's already broken,
so it doesn't matter.
It's whatever.
But
it can be in the game. It's fine. I mean, I just think it looks bad.
The crime.
We already have private school uniforms in this game.
Yeah.
The crime.
The unforgivable. Is
are the headsets.
They're so stupid looking.
It doesn't look stupid on all of them. It looks good on the Lalafell.
It looks amazing on Lalafells.
I love that they use the two probably worst races to show that off as well. But I guess that's fair because it lets people know that if you're it lets Vieiras and Aura know probably not worth it.
Yes.
It's definitely not worth like the Vieira one makes sense. That is how they would wear it, but they shouldn't wear it because it looks horrendous. It's so funny.
I
almost cried with laughter when I first saw that. But the Aura one is nonsensical. We hear through vibrations on the horns.
I mean,
putting a guard thing on our head isn't going to stop.
See, Georgi, you're about to say they're air guards. That doesn't make any sense. That's when it doesn't make sense. If it was a headset, it would have made sense to put them on top because they can hear the vibrations from the headset, right? So it's just it's just not right. It's not.
Listen,
also, that's not guarding most of the ear. That part of the ear will still get the audio, like sound vibrations in.
Well, consider it like this. Consider it the same way that people wear purely aesthetic glasses that don't need them.
If it's
purely aesthetic ear guards.
So you don't hear... Oh, yeah, for the Aura.
It's just to look good.
But then it's weird for the others, the Hure and the Ellison and the Lalafells. They have aesthetically deaf.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
We discussed this earlier. I would love to be able to walk through Limsa Lominsa and not hear the horrible things.
That's fair.
That is fair.
Actually,
the Aetherite Plaza.
Yeah.
If this stopped you from being able to see general chat,
that would be great.
That would be great.
A special feature.
It disables it for you, but it's in a good way. Like I would accept that. I would be fine with that.
I'll say after years of shit like Kimono Friends and other anime and shit, where first off, they have 2 sets of ears, you know, like they'll have like the animal ears and then like the human ears. And then when they'll put on headphones, they'll put them on either nothing or their human ears. I'm like, I hate this. So I'm glad they put them on the animal ears correctly.
So I bought this just before the podcast today.
Gross. Your new fit.
The 2 things that like just before Lakil saying that's a mailer opinion, and then he says what he says. One of the things that surprised me is that it comes with like nail polish on the gloves, or like on the as just for the hands, which I thought was interesting. And the other thing is the one thing about the outfit that I personally don't like is the asymmetrical socks.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right. Yeah.
I kind of like it. It's giving me Titus vibes, you know. It's giving me the angsty teenager who loves Kingdom Hearts vibes. The Lukiel is a teenager vibes.
Yeah, that's right. I would have loved this.
As a never nude, I would just feel very.
You've got a naked ankle, Gyogi.
Yeah.
All of your shin is naked.
That's a little slutty.
Imagine what lizard can go up and lick you there.
Oh yeah.
Awful.
But, okay, let's just not ignore the fact that they have modeled this so that it can go over your head. We'll get to the arguments in a second. But for Hyur, it is still pointing backwards, and it's in an unnatural stiff position. Now, if these are ear guards, it makes sense to have them back. I've seen construction workers with the thing turned back because they need to wear a hard hat on top, right? That's why they do it. They can't, or you can actually get ones that are fitted on top as well, but some don't. This looks stupid.
It doesn't.
So
this is the hill we're dying on.
Makote, Vieira, wear it, and Aura, I guess, wear it in this. I don't know how Hrothgar wear it. I believe they can wear it, but I don't know how it works.
Well, yeah, what's the picture of that?
And whereas only Lullafell and Elizan wear it top over.
Yeah.
And the explanation that I've seen most people say, which is no like. They've said the dev team said nothing about this, so there's no basis for it. But the reason that I've seen most people argue for why Lullafell and Elizan wear it over the top is because it's to prevent it from clipping through their ears, whereas most of the other races wear it behind is to prevent it from clipping through hairstyles, for the most part. That is the primary argument that I have seen.
What do they not want clipping through? The air cup? Because the air cup is the same size no matter the orientation.
No,
I think they have
band.
it angled
the
on
band.
the Lullafells.
Hrothgar do wear it backwards too, by the way.
Oh my god! On the like the top of their head, like floating midair.
And I mean, their ears are still behind them.
Wear it would be very similar.
God, how?
So what we've said
I've had pet cats and pet rabbits, and their ears are very floppy and very easy to move. How bony are these rabbits' ears?
I just don't buy the clipping theory because we have seen that they genuinely don't care about clipping on any gear.
No.
So there's literally headbands where if you have a certain hairstyle, it doesn't appear. Like it cannot be seen. So
I agree. I think it's a purely aesthetic thing that is designed to match a certain, like, very uncommon in real life Japanese aesthetic, but there are very rare instances of it happen.
We were trying very hard
to find it.
But I appreciate that the research was done and it was concluded that it wasn't super common.
No.
So at least we did our due diligence.
But what's weird is that we have a toggle in the game to change headgear from one state to another. Why is there not just like a way to toggle up and down? Because they clearly have a model for both. Yeah.
Except for Vieira.
Except
because it would clip through their ears.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they made it really tall.
That's probably why. Yeah, actually, I think you solved it there, man. That's why it's not actually happening.
Basically, I hate it.
Yeah. All right.
But you're valid if you like it, whatever. It's quite expensive.
You're not. This outfit, I don't care about this.
It's £11.16.
Considering all the other shit you can wear in this game, this is not the worst. So it's not for me, but it's fine. The the fucking headset, no thank you. We'll never wear.
I can't wait. I can't wait to wear the headset with the purely aesthetic glasses we'll be getting in 7.0.
Gary, you should make that like your new look.
You won't be wearing that on
podcast.
Ragnarok.
Oh.
You will
Yeah, I
not be wearing
will.
that on Ragnarok, 'cause
I
you
bought
will be
this outfit only on my Ragnarok character for that exact reason.
You will be kicked from the free company, and we will never go outside the house.
Yeah.
So we never. I think you are more valid for buying that outfit than you are for buying the £18.50 set of expansion art paintings for your house. That, for me,
It's
is
very expensive.
It's very expensive, but the paintings are really high res. Those are those paintings that look super like weirdly high resolution, right? But
yeah, they look great. But
how much were they?
£18.50 for all 5. Or about £6 for one. It's not for me.
That's a lot of McDonald's you could buy.
A lot of
a heck of a lot of McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. Yeah.
Well, at least like 40 nuggets. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't think that's worth 40 nuggets.
Yeah. And there is a sale, and that's not part of the sale.
No, that's new because it's a new item.
Oh, I see. There you go. Okay. Well, there you go. That's optional items coming your way. Well, it has already. It's in the store, so go get it if you want. Beware of the headphones. Okay, so regional championship for Crystalline Conflict. Europe and Oceania preliminaries are about to begin, I think. Sorry, I don't have the date here. I thought they came with...
The preliminaries are 26th of August
okay.
to the 2nd of September. Or unless that's the dates that are happening, like those 2 dates.
Yeah.
Quarterfinals 9th of September.
It's very possible that it's listed that way. It's very possible that it's listed with a slash because obviously there's a date difference between it's taking place in Australia and Europe.
Yeah.
This is for Europe and Oceania, so it's...
Yeah.
I'm rooting for any Australian teams because you're getting a lot more value for money out of it than any European teams that win.
Yeah.
That is fair. We do... we have already picked our favourite team, I think.
Oh yeah, who are we?
We have.
Who have we picked?
Poo Poo Duckies.
Poo Poo Duckies. Okay, Poo Poo Duckies.
So Poo Poo Duckies, you are guaranteed to lose now because
we're sorry.
Because we're cheering for you.
Yeah.
But I hope you get to the finals. We obviously will now be covering this because it was so fun last time.
Yeah, it was very fun. Yeah.
So there's only 3 Oceania teams. Okay.
Versus how many? Europe?
16
versus
total, so 13.
Versus 13 Europe. I mean that's pretty fair in terms of like representation.
Yeah. So again, 26th of August. That's when that kicks off. Is that streamed on the 14?
The only ones are usually streamed, but they're a lot more like low, more chill than the finalists.
Yeah.
But I think it still has Frosty and Brian Ricardo.
Okay.
If they're still doing this.
All right.
Along with whatever the person from Square Enix is called.
And then, like we said, a quarterfinals are on the 9th of September or 10th in Australia. Okay. So there's that. Look forward to that. That's surprisingly fun to watch. So do that. All right. We have made it all the way to MogMail. So let's crack open a letter.
Okay.
Let's crack open a letter.
What? Who says that?
A non-native English speaker.
This is from Guiltia, from Zodiark. FanFest, that's a thing that happened. We were given a lot of info, but it might be a little too early to speculate. But literally every other game I play is on a drought right now, so I'm speculating. Oh yeah, sorry, we're still reading through like a huge backlog of MogMail, so these are all like immediately post FanFest. Oh, yeah. So Yoshi P said they're adding more lifestyle content, Island Sanctuary in 7.x, which means our current island is ending in 6.5, which I'm okay with. Our workshops already look out of the Industrial Revolution any further and would have to add elegant technology and start minting out island tomestones. So what's the next Island Sanctuary going to be? Personally, I don't want another tropical island. We already have one tropical island and we're going to a tropical continent. Then it came to me, what if we go to the completely opposite direction and we get Garlean Sanctuary. Hear me out. Our unnamed island was a test run to see how the mammoths could terraform land and make it hospitable. What if we do the same thing but with Garleans this time? They want to be self-sufficient, so we can use what we learned on the island and help them build houses, tend fields, and set up an industry so they can start trading. It could also be an opportunity to talk to more common Garleans and learn about what life was like in Garlemald before everything went to shit. Granted, a frozen tundra is not the most exciting locale, but the outside area of Lapis Manalis was really pretty. Or we could just set up another Lapis Manalis. We know they had crops in there. Let's just find another massive cave and settle it. This is also a good chance to finally reveal the hidden Garlean lore that the third eye is actually a flashlight to help them see in the dark. That is why they didn't think twice about living in caves. Nothing bad will happen to a group of people heading ever deeper into unexplored caves. For whatever reason, I just remembered I really liked that movie called The Descent, but I digress.
That's a classic.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
That's my
More
thoughts.
behind the third eye that it's like more like aware than actual eyes anyway. I don't remember exactly.
It's like
It's light sensitive, at least.
It's
I
it's
don't.
made out of keratin, so it's
Yeah.
a different feeling.
I hate the idea of that eye. I don't like thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Like, what would it like if you rubbed it? Would they like?
Don't want to know.
Would they
Like,
like
if you
it
rub-
or would they hate it?
I don't know.
I don't think they'd like it.
I don't think they'd like it.
No.
I
This
don't
does-
want the. I understand the reason why the Island Sanctuary would finish and you start a new one, because then people don't need to have done one, or they can do the new one.
Mm-hmm.
But I would rather it be the Island Sanctuary is there and you can keep progressing it, and this is a new Island Sanctuary type content, but they're connected in a way like I can manage my workshops on both places in one location. Like I can.
Yes.
Mhm.
I can manage. I want to have my hub that I can manage all of my enterprises from, and then it's they go out there and you go out there and blah blah blah.
Because that is a good point. Because if you don't, if you introduce another sanctuary style content, and they don't like link in any way, like you can't manage it like from both places, one of them's gonna die.
Exactly.
The oldest one's gonna get
It's
abandoned.
very annoying. Why would you? Like.
Yeah.
It's the same unless you're doing like a really drastic change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it warrants that, but
Right.
I mean,
maybe that's just me.
it may die, but also it's a thing that's completely soloable. Like it has no interaction with anyone else, so there's it's not like it's going to be impossible for anyone because it doesn't rely on any other person. It's not
That's
like
valid.
Eureka or Bosnia where like you need other people to be able to do it.
That's
It's
true.
true, but it's a very Square Enix mentality to.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm thinking just for it's.
I don't think we need that because there are resources that people create around this. The weekly, the best crops to grow, or the best things to sell, blah blah blah. People are putting so much time and effort into the resources for these, and those people can expand on their resources so it's all in one place rather than having to make a new guide for Garlemald Sanctuary or whatever. And then the old resource, maybe patches happen and that changes, but maybe no one's bothering to update anymore because who cares? It's dead. Like, just don't leave it behind is my... I just don't see the point.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I mean...
Because old content dies so fast.
Yeah, especially this
look
content.
at Eureka. People
Yeah.
say, oh, I can still do Eureka. Oh, I can sometimes do Baldessian Arsenal. But you know how difficult it is to organise that.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much effort those people are going to keep this alive. It's pure community.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very nice thing to do, but it shouldn't be like that. It should just be something that is, can continue to be done.
Yeah.
It should be long content that anyone can jump back into.
Yes. It's also strange because Island Sanctuary is content that you clearly can see this can last technically forever. You can just add new crops, you can add new buildings, you can expand the island. If they add
another island.
Exactly.
Exactly. But it could be a different climate, and then you get what you want. It doesn't have to be tropical.
Right.
You don't need to be
An
nearby,
artificial
as long as
island,
can
you know?
Yeah, why not?
You can have
As
your
long as you
mammoths
can get
build an
there.
island. Yeah.
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 Now we're going full UAE, are we?
Yeah, it's the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Limps
I
Island.
But if I can boss around a bunch of Garleans and make them eat dirt, like, that's fine with me. I'm cool with Garlean slave labor as me, the slave master.
There are allies, well, not allies, but there are friends now.
I don't know if I love this. I was thinking about this earlier in a less horrible way than Rollo. Imagine if, Garleans lived essentially like we do prior to the events of the Garlean Revolution, or whatever you want to call Xenos's takeover of the nation.
Yeah.
Imagine going from that to just having to go seemingly back to they have no resources, but assumedly what we're going to teach them is to go into an agrarian lifestyle. Imagine the fucking culture shock they're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I'll make them work in my factories and pay them in company script and charge them a ton of money for basic
Rowena.
resources.
Rollowina? Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Truly, what is wrong with society?
I mean, it is an interesting idea to implement Island Sanctuary, or it would have to be called something else at that point if it's in Garlemald. But
the sanctuary system,
because it'll probably
Homesteader Act.
Yeah, something like that. Yes, Jurgi?
I think I'd just prefer that if whatever happens in Garlemald, I think I would prefer it either to be in the style of restoration content in the same way as Ishgard was, or Enclave content for in Doma.
Yeah, I agree with 100%. That. I would rather have that.
Doma and Enclave was nice in its at your own pace type thing, but also at a set pace. So if you did it as it was, you'd all do it at the same time. But man, the Firmament was wild and fun.
The Firmament, and I think
I'm up for another Firmament.
I want the Garlean restoration, if it happens, to be an expanded, this has to be a big thing, restoring it makes big changes to the environment when you're done. That's what I'm hoping for. But
but remember, it's never going to happen to the main zone.
They've never done it before.
Phase it.
But
you never know.
The system is in place for them to show you different things based on where you are in the game.
To show you different things. The issue is that the architecture of Garlemald is actively broken. So it'd be weird if they left
new
those...
instance. There you go.
Yeah, would have to be a new
instance, probably. An entirely new instance that you get to if you've done it.
Yeah.
We do know they can make people able to interact with things that other people can't. In the same way, how there's an invisible staircase in Ultima Thule for people that haven't unlocked it yet.
Right.
The issue is that could be immersion breaking for people that are doing the MSQ in Garlemald, and they're seeing just people walking directly through rubble in the streets.
I mean, there's already tons of immersion breaking stuff in this game. It's the cutscenes where everything's canon. Ignore. It's like saying oh, male Viera are supposed to be rare, but you see 1,000 male Viera in Limsa.
Yeah, I see Alexander being mentioned in chat. That was also a huge thing that changed quite a lot in the landscape.
He wasn't there originally, was he?
But
no, then he slowly came out of the water.
They did originally account for everywhere he was going to appear, though. They put floating islands there.
Yeah.
Maybe they've done that.
Maybe they've already done that.
Outside. Maybe there are some bits that will be restored and some bits that might not get restored as quickly.
Garlemald's gonna have some fucking interesting architecture.
There are already some buildings that are not even touched, So there are some mysterious, sussy buildings in central Garlemald.
I think it's the completely broken down bridge that in the middle of the city that I have the greatest difficulty.
The highway?
How it will?
Yeah,
the highway that goes through the city itself.
There's also there's also more than what we're seeing of Garlemald, and I have a feeling that's actually where the restoration is going to happen. If there is a restoration, maybe we have to go to an instance which leads to another part of the city where they rebuild possibly. Yeah. But there's also, let's not forget the Senate building completely untouched. So it'd be very strange because they said that the old buildings of Garlemald were built differently because they needed to account for the harsh climate and all the stuff, all their shit. Yeah. So they survived for the most part. So that's a little bit of a seed of what we might see in a restoration.
So maybe, we have a whole subway line, train line.
Yeah.
It's people in chat were mentioning this. We could just train to a section that is that will be able to transform in a way that like the main zone cannot.
I also think they'll be able to
a subway.
I also
Subway
think
simulator.
I also think they might be able to remove the horrible tower, because that's all the way in the background and there's nothing to do with where we have to go.
Really want them to.
Yeah.
It looks cool, but it's also quite horrible.
It's
the Death Tower. I feel like it kind of puts a hamper on the mood, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, it wouldn't make me feel happy waking up every morning and seeing that.
It's like, oh, we're gonna rebuild. Meanwhile, the Death Tower's still like pulsing in the like nearby. Like, it's very strange.
The OCN Alliance has made the decision to not touch the Tower of SoH right now. We'll build around it.
Yeah,
Babel.
That will stay.
Babel. Yeah.
It's a valuable resource, you know.
Yeah. We
need it to go to the moon, so.
Yeah, we did make it. Well, not to go to the moon.
What?
Some people might need it to go to the moon. We'll need it for some.
We'll make some other plot point to make it easier to travel to the moon. They can easily do that. Right. Well, there you go. Well, in addition, I think that even with a Garlean restoration system, they could still make a Garlean sanctuary, because Garlemald is like essentially now mostly arid, just land. It's just
ripe for cultivation.
There's free real estate everywhere.
Is it ripe for cultivation? I mean, it's notoriously unarable.
Well, that's true.
It's ripe for cerulean extraction.
Yeah. The
mines will
the
open.
Industry is
we'll go
ready.
fracking in Garlemald.
Hell yeah. Okay, well, there you go. Thank you, Guilty. We'll see where we go next for Island Sanctuary. Maybe we'll just build another island. Who knows? We'll see. All right, thank you. I think we'll do one more at least. This is from Buffy from Fairy. Dear speakers, I hope you're all doing well. Long time watcher on YouTube. Sorry for the life of me. I'm never free when you all stream. The past few episodes, as of the time of this letter, there's been the repeated topic on how characters and stories regulated to side content means they can no longer become relevant in the MSQ. I don't think I can agree with this. Sure, some things like the Four Lords or Evilies have yet to make any sort of impact outside of world building, but a lot of others have. Shadowbringers is the quintessential The Side Content Matters expansion. The most obvious example is the Crystal Tower. Yes, that is required now, but that's only because they decided to keep everyone's favorite Catboy for Endwalker. But that wasn't always the case. And as we learned in the twinning, both of the Omega raids and Alexander raids were crucial for the MSQ. Without either of them, the Source would have been doomed to the 8th Umbral Calamity, as both Omega and Alexander were required to send the Crystal Tower through space and time. So yeah, I do think any side content could become relevant and any character can rejoin the MSQ. It's just a matter of if the writers feel like they would make a good fit for the story they wish to tell. The smallest of Lalafell, Buffy.
So, the issue I have with the twinning in particular, the way I can explain away the twinning in particular is that it is specifically related to time travel. So the idea is that anything in it can be a result of things that we are yet to do in our timeline.
Exactly.
That's true.
So Omega and Alexander, if you've not done it, you did it later in time.
In the future, you have not yet done
Still
it.
Insane
it's still available to you.
That you can do that dungeon without having done it. Like, that is...
Yeah.
Or Omega. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
It's a nice bonus for people who have done it. But as you say, it's not required content. I think it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they put a lot of work into the content. And it's main content. They struggle to call it side content.
It is main content, yeah.
Yeah, but I will say there is a certain type of side content where if you're regulated to that, you will never come back. Shout outs to Monago, who will forever be just a deliver NPC now. That might show up in a cutscene or two, but she's going to be forever there.
Yeah,
I mean, no, I don't think
we have seen her make some cameos since then, but
she cameos in the she is trapped forever in the honeybee, and I think, but I don't think that's necessary. I don't think being a delivery NPC is necessarily a death knell because, I mean, it just means that you can't die.
Yeah.
You can't die, no.
You cannot die. And you can't have like
Which is good.
too big of a character development either, because you still have to like justify them standing where they are and you being able to deliver things to them. So they can't like...
But we could easily have like, let's say we go home and we see our happy Edmond, and maybe for some reason we do a Grand Tour of Ishgard again, and like L2 or whatever is there, or whatever what's the other firmament delivery NPC?
The old man, I don't remember his name.
I can't remember his name, but he might be there. It's like he can pop up and say, "Hey."
Yeah. Like Emiliance is going to show up again for sure.
They'll show up, but there will be no like big progression of their character. They're sort of locked in like that time capsule that they're in for the delivery.
They'll never have like, he's not going to come with us to the New World and defeat Google Jar Jar.
Charlemont is the name of the
And I mean, Emiliance has never moved. Her custom delivery location is essentially where she was for the majority of the Endwalker MSQ anyway.
Yes,
that's true.
But the point is that she cannot really move from that location anymore.
Not for any long period of time.
Her story progression cannot be like, oh, I'm going to go out and see the world. No, you can't. You have to stay in your house, right? That's gonna that's what happens when you become a delivery NPC.
Counselor.
Oh yeah, there is that weird thing with the Scions being trapped in the Waking Sands. Like they're the primal quest that they have, or the trials.
Right. Yeah.
Urianger still lives there sometimes.
It's very strange. And
it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
old outfit.
If they really want to use a character or a plot line, they're gonna use it. You know, like for sure.
Yeah.
Like if they for some reason, I don't know, some random wacko fate NPC who is stuck guarding this gate forever, it needs to be part of the story. He will be a part of the story. You know? And also still be that NPC there.
Yeah.
I mean, consider Kryl. For many people who started Eureka and never finished it, she's in a constant state of having to travel between the Far East and wherever the MSQ takes her.
Yeah.
Exactly. As long as within that instance they're there, that's fine. Like if they're in a cutscene, as long as after the cutscene they go back to where they should be, it's fine. Like Kryl can be in Val and Shadi, and Urianger can be in the Waking Sands because he's visiting.
When you finish Eureka, does Kryl not leave?
She does leave.
She does leave. So if you've finished Eureka, makes sense because there is an endpoint to her appearance. But yes, if you're mid Eureka, then
that's fine.
So see, that's the difference, though. Like you can actually finish that and get her out of there, you know, and then it makes sense for her to appear on MSQ.
Yeah, but the thing is, sometimes in the MSQ, like I think in 4 or 5.3, 5.2, 5.4, around that time when she was doing Eureka. Wait, no, Eureka was 4 point something. While she was in Eureka, when she comes back into the MSQ, she'll reference your progress into Eureka.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she spat at me.
Slapping you a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you partly. If they really want someone, they'll do it. And you know, fuck the. I mean, I don't think it matters that much either. The idiosyncrasies that you get with moving someone when they shouldn't be, or something like that. But I think they do try and avoid it at least a little bit.
Well, sometimes they will reference that they should be somewhere else or something. Like I feel like that's happened before. So I can't think of any specific examples, but they can do that, you know, be like, oh, I should be here, but I traveled over here to sort this out.
Like, they're incredibly careful with every character is like triple checked to where, you know, all the different situations they could be in as to how, like, all the different, if you're this part through a quest, they might have an extra line for you, blah, blah, blah. So maybe that shoots them in the foot sometimes a bit with how good they are with that.
Yeah.
Maybe characters can just be wherever.
All that being said, Gaia will be back, though. She will come back. And you cannot stop her, Mela.
She will come back.
Gaia and Reen, the power couple.
I hope that she will. She's one. She's two. She's way too plot important. She's an Ascian.
Yeah.
And also, like, so much of Reen's character development is tied to her, so it's weird to like exist in this world where she doesn't acknowledge her.
Yeah.
Reen has grown up now. She doesn't need Gaia anymore. She's finally grown up in the world. She's not the little baby who needs Thancred to take
Well, we'll
her
see.
out
It's actually interesting because we are about to, with the MSQ that's coming up, we'll see how they deal with that. Because Reen in Shadowbringers was like, she was very two-faced in the MSQ. There was kind of like you were doing these adventures with Gaia and Reen in Eden, and then it wasn't really much reference to that at all in the MSQ. So we'll see if they continue that.
I have to go to the restroom real quick. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'll worry that they'll do what they did during the Endwalker MSQ, where when you visit the first briefly before you go to Elpis, like she'll be like, "Oh yeah, Gaia's in the empty. Don't worry about her."
Right? Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
You should worry about her. She's in the massive sea of light, flood of light that destroyed most of the world. Why wouldn't we worry about her?
She's an Ascian.
Well, even so.
No. Yeah.
Well, Gaia gone forever.
On this,
Reen hopefully will be gone forever soon as well.
On this show, we want everyone to be able to be pulled into the MSQ. I think we made that clear before, but we understand the limitations of the game and how it works. So but we'll see.
Well, the thing is that like most of the time they don't tie that many plot important characters to like the 8-man or 24-man raids.
That's true.
They only like Eden is one of the worst cases of it, and like even when they are involved, like in Alexander or like Omega with Sid and Y'shtola, like they're not the subjects of the quest line, and it's not like they experience significant character. Well, Sid does in Omega, but like even then, it doesn't affect him in such a way that you would think it would affect how he behaves in other content.
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
Sid's kind of the 24-man raid guy, though. Or at least was.
Yeah, that's true. But I will also say one of the saddest ones is Gaius for me. He had a great storyline in his side track, but it's side content technically. So
I remember when we met him in the burners, the Shadow Hunter or whatever, and he was collecting masks. That was so cool.
And he was placed on the sidelines before like the big Garlean shit that was happening, and he was completely out of most of that. So that's kind of sad. Yeah. But that is what it is.
Yeah, Sid has been relegated to the side, but I'm a bit sad about Sid.
Sid is a little
kind of pushback because back in the day when we went to that church and we found him, and he was just some weird man who had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, Sid's been there since like level 30 or something. He's been there forever.
Yeah.
He's part of the team. He's more part of the team than a lot of the people we have now. Like, bring him back properly.
I don't know if I've ever asked this. When you met Sid in the church, when you were playing through 2.0 for the first time, did you recognize him as Sid?
No,
well, not you. You didn't play 1.0. I'm asking the kill.
Yeah, I think I did. It's so long ago now, and I've played that part of this main scenario so many times now that I think I knew who he was. Like he was just called like
through the new beard.
Yeah, he was called like
Marcus.
Yeah. Marquis. Yeah. I remember that, but he did have a beard, and that was weird. And he didn't have his glasses. There was a lot.
Remember when he was on an airship and we just ethereally floated beside him?
Weird scene.
Think about that too much.
I still don't know what that was about.
Yeah, that was a weird cutscene. Don't think about it. All right. Thank you, Buffy. We pray we get to see some of our side quest characters in the MSQ again in a meaningful role, but time will tell. All right. Well, there's been some discourse online, and it was just a matter of time before it flared up for real in our community as well. It is the AI voice stuff that has bubbled to the surface. So you've probably, unless you've been living under a literal rock, you've probably noticed that there's AI voice clips of famous people everywhere now. Like there's, I mean, even on our streams. Yeah. What?
If you're living under a rock, please join me because I didn't know about IMVU.
That's right. That's right. Yes. So yeah, there's AI voice covers, which is like the big thing that we hear a lot because of streams. People queue that up. Please stop. Because it's
Apologies, I'm back.
What did you say, Rollo?
I'm back.
Oh, I see. Right. We're talking about the AI stuff now, Rollo.
Okay.
Yeah. So so AI voice is it's the hot new thing because it's become available to everyone. You can very easily clone. Well, I'll say, yeah, if you have clean voice clips, you can clone a voice. And make it do things.
You have enough of them.
Yeah, if you have enough.
Wow, isn't it crazy, Lukiel? We have very clear audio of all of us, and we have hours and hours of talking available to everybody.
I think it is funny. So I'll read this tweet. This is from Bethan Walker, the voice actress for Alisaie. So she tweeted as follows. I trained as an actor 20 years ago, and I have done nothing but work tirelessly ever since to become the best possible voice artist I can be. I've sacrificed so much, and I am deeply proud of what I have achieved. To hear my voice saying words I've never said is disturbing. Please don't clone me or any of my fellow actors. We are professionals with decades of experience, and we deserve your respect. There's also a tweet by Colin Ryan. That is Alphino. Please don't use my voice without my consent and without paying me. Using AI to mimic someone's voice without permission is not only unethical, it's an invasion of privacy and infringement of intellectual property rights and devalues the skill of voice artists. So, yeah, I mean, that's true. That is literally the job of a voice actor, is to use their voice, and AI is literally threatening to destroy that because you can just clone their voice and make them say whatever. It's also more sinister because you know that the big companies are like, ooh.
Oh, they're frothing at the mouth. They're waiting.
Yeah, they're waiting.
There has been a very recently court case that has been a positive in this aspect, in the sense that, like, I believe they ruled that AI-generated content cannot be copyrighted or trademarked.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense, because
that makes it less appealing to corporations, because then they can't protect it.
Yeah.
That's good.
This is very, like, obviously brand new tech. We don't know. There's no legislation yet, properly in place to regulate this. But you are, if you're gonna break it down into just like basic copyright law, you are taking. See, that's why this becomes so difficult, because technically you could say it's transformative, because you are taking one piece of, let's call the voice content, and you're transforming it into something else. But I think where the lines kind of... It's difficult, because you're using someone else's voice. This is a person's voice. I think everyone we all own our own voices. That's our intellectual property, right? Technically.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, it is, right? It just is.
I mean, I think we'd like to think that. I don't know if there's any laws that state that.
Well, if someone took this piece where I'm talking right now, just this, this voice clip, and uploaded it to YouTube and monetized it with nothing else, I can claim that video and I would win. That is because that's my property, right? If someone took my voice, ran it through AI, or trained an AI model, and made me say really weird things that I didn't actually say, what happens then? That's where the question is. Is it still my voice? Do I still own that voice? That's what the courts have to figure out, I guess, in the future. That's the scary part.
The difficulty is proving that it's your voice.
Well, that's the point, though. You can very easily, because obviously if someone trained an AI voice on me, and then they would want it to sound like me, that's the point. They would market it as my voice, me saying it. I'd be like, well, they're clearly trying to make it sound like me. That's
But if they took your voice but used it as a generic, voice, called it Bjorn or something,
right?
Bjorn 06, and made it say, adverts about like battery fresh. You think it's you. It sounds like you. You're like, that sounds like me.
It's dystopian.
They say it's not you. Now you're in court. I think saying, well, it wasn't
that would be a very
Bjorn.
Difficult trial.
That's where it gets difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even legality aside, I feel like it's pretty easy to assume any actor of any kind, or musician, or artist in general, does not want their stuff put through AI. Unless they explicitly tell you and give you permission, just assume it's no. It's a faux pas. It is not. It's not welcome.
Yeah. Well, the reason I'm bringing up law is because I think that's the only way to slow some people down. Because if you just say, "Oh, it's immoral," people don't care. It's the internet. They don't give a fuck. We need legislation to slow this down properly. But yeah, no, I obviously this clearly don't do it. Don't do it with the 14 cast. They've now specifically asked that you don't do it. Or anyone, but I'm saying for us, in this case, we have, they've literally said don't do it. Has anyone even done it with 14? Apparently, that's how this...
Yeah, that's what spurred this.
This is Alize and Alphino's voice actors.
Yeah.
If you're on those horrible, horrible apps that rot your brain like TikTok, you will see many.
It is very easy to get clean voice samples from 14. You can just turn off all the other audio except for voice, and then just record that, and then you have the voice lines. So it's very easy to do. So don't do it.
Just do a bad impression. I would genuinely enjoy
parody, and impressions are that's actually protected by law, so that's fine. That's still you really making it. Yeah.
Go and ask them to record it for you. But then pay them on Cameo or whatever.
Yeah.
Back in my day,
around.
We used to do voice splicing. We just chop up the clips and make them say the funny stuff.
Yeah.
Make the spy say poo poo pee pee from TF2.
That would still be protected by. That would still be fine because that is still the original work. You've just pooped it, That's all. That's fine, and that's transformative
we have to return
as well.
To our roots.
You've transformed.
We have to go to YouTube poops.
We do have to return to YouTube poops.
You have transformed produced content. That's fine. All right, that's it for today. So be nice. Don't steal other people's voices. Essentially, don't be Ursula. Don't be Ursula. All right, that's it for the show. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeidlin, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, links in the description. Stay tuned for the post show. We'll be reading questions from the Syndicate, and believe it or not, there is more My Immortal. So
yes.
See you there. Bye.
Yay.
Bye.